All right, everybody. Well, we are fresh home from the theater for The Mandalorian and Grogu. Um, I have, I can actually say I have never been, I think, more bored in a theater than I was for that movie. Like, I felt like I could have gone to the bathroom like every 5-10 minutes and I wouldn't have missed much plot because there barely was a plot. It was essentially just 2 episodes of The Mandalorian just put together. That's all it was. It was just like a 2-part episode. I'll get into spoilers and stuff later. Um, it was aggravating. Same. It was equally as aggravating as in the show when like every time something cool would happen, it's like da na na. The stupid Mandalorian sound effect. Um, it was just one of those things that was like, oh God, are you going to keep doing this over and over? Um, the action set pieces were just cool. They're there. Um, but at the same time too, like it's it's just there. It just exists. Um, they try to make Grogu into like this somewhat comedic relief, but it doesn't work. It's like, haha, that's funny, but it's more of like a, huh, okay. Next. Can we get some help over here? Um Mandalorian's Mandalorian. He exists. Cool. Um the only really interesting thing to me was singing the dragon snake. That was like the most interesting part for me. Wow, I am really whited out. But whatever, doesn't matter. It's a review, don't care. Um Dragon snake was cool. Um Rada the Hut, it didn't make any sense to give him like a what seemed like a 32 pack. It was just packs. Um, but it didn't make him seem like any stronger than the other Huts. He's just big and brawny. Um, I guess we'll get into the plot. Um, it opens up with like a title card of like there's ex Imperial loyalists, commanders, whatever, out in the Outer Rim. It's the Mandalorians hunting them down for the New Republic, and so it opens up. There's this Imperial dude. He's just like he's talking to like these like six, I guess you could like merchant town mayors, whatever. And he's like, okay, cool, let's do this. I'm going to give you protection money, but you need to pay me more than what you've already been paying me. And then the whole thing of like, oh my god, no, and so he kills someone because someone complains. Um, Let me take off this jacket. Dang. Just getting really heated. I'm heating myself up. Oh my god. Of course, Mandalorian shows up. He shoots fire on the ground and then walks through the fire. Just like, I am the good guy. Cool, evil entrance, but I'm the good guy. Um, it doesn't. It was just okay, cool. He gets on a walker, an Imperial walker, the ATSTs. I'm remembering the little two-legged ones. Grabs that because the evil bad guy gets away while he's doing a bunch of fighting. So he's running down a mountain in this walker, like full speed. Even though I don't think we've ever really seen a walker walk that fast before. Like full on sprint to keep up with a speeder, probably it seemed like. And then he single handedly destroys 3 AT-ATs. Just boom, boom, cool, blew them up. kills the Imperial dude. So he collects his bounty, blah, 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 whatever. Returns, and boom! Sigourney Weaver is the current leader of this new Republic station, camp, base, whatever. She's like, hey, we wanted him alive. He had information. I'm like, okay, cool. And then you find out she's got this like monstrous stack of like Imperial officers or whatever that they're hunting down. I'm like, ooh, you lost one. Oh no. So then she tasked the Mandalorian with going after this guy named Coin. And all I could think of at the time when they said like Commander Coin or whatever the heck, I was like, I would just went straight to freaking is it, oh my god, what is it? Is it the Hunger Games where Coin replaces Snow? Well, I was just thinking of like, cool, Hunger Games, woo, yay. So that happened. In the order to get information on this person, apparently the cousins or siblings of Jabba the Hutt have information on him, and they want, and he want, in order for us to get that information, we have to then go and free Jabba the Hutt's son, aka Rada the Hutt, who's being held prisoner on some moon planet, blah 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 blah. Which was very confusing. The Hutts started talking in Huttese or whatever the language is called, I forget. And then like halfway through the conversation, they all just start speaking English. And I'm like, you gave me subtitles before. Just keep the subtitles that you were already using. But I'm pretty sure it's probably because because Jeremy Allen White from like The Bear, from Shameless, voices Rod of the Hutt, and they were like, oh, well, he doesn't know to speak Huttese, and we need to give him more money, so let's just have him speak English for the rest of the movie. So then we find out that he is a fighter in this crime syndicate fighting ring pit kind of thing. He says, oh, I have one more fight and then I'm out of my contract because he owed some crime lord or whatever money or whatever for some crap. It explains it, but it's not really pertinent. So then Mandalorian tries to buy him out of his contract, out of this last fight, because he's like, hey, no, I want to go now. Let's go. And the crime lord Janu is like, no, I plan to have him killed in his last fight because then he can't have his freedom. Oh no, the most stereotypical frickin' thing in the planet. So then we go boom, 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 boom. We go to break out Rada. And then, surprise, Rada's like, no, screw you. I don't want to go to my aunt and uncle because they're crazy. They want to kill me. They just want me because I'm the son of Jabba, and they just want to blah, 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 blah. So he's like, screw you, Mando. And so then he's like, guards, he's here. Help me, save me. And then the whole area gets gassed. Mandalorian gets kidnapped. So does Grogu. And so now Mandalorian has to fight against Rada. And so they fight. Shocker, Mandalorian wins. Woo. It was like felt like a 2-minute fight, and it was just like, body slam. Here, let me pull up Rada. Hold on. Let me pull it up for you. Like, this is what the heck he looks like. Like, what is this? Like, dude's got pecs for packs and packs for pecs. So yeah, so we defeat him. And then Janu's like, yeah, he earned his freedom, but he's gonna die. So then they release all these, like, you can see it kind of in the background. There's little, like, this little red gate. There's like 8 of them. I want to say 8 or 9 of them, like surrounding this little fighting ring they're in. And so Mandalorian and Rada team up. Boom, boom, boom. Don't defeat them, but take down this little. You can't see it here, but like these little black things right here. They're like a security field, so they activate these lasers that go around so that none of the monster aliens can escape. And they are able to take down that by throwing this little electric little rat. An electric rat at one of like the little pylons right here. So that takes it out, and all the monsters escape. They start to escape. They get off the planet, and as they're getting away, and they're like, "Oh," and then Mandalorian's like, "Yeah, I'm taking you back to your aunt and uncle because they're gonna help me catch this guy named Commander Coin." And whoops, and Rada's like, "Oh, well, the guy you just freed me from, that's Commander Coin. That's Janu Coin. So we could go back and get him. That way you don't really need to take me back." So they do that. The capture coin, stormtrooper shootout. What's his name? Teb, Bet, whatever. It's the dude from the Mandalorian. I forget his name, dude. Everyone's so forgettable in this show. It's the pilot friend of the Mandalorian, the purple-haired guy with the ears like Grogu. He single-handedly like doing all these flips, wall running, beating the heck out of like 20, 30 something stormtroopers because it's hard to do. They can't hit anything. So they get away. There's a lot of stupid things like Mandalorian is like, you're a bounty hunter, but you're making some really dumb decisions. Like in one scene, he's like facing the bad guy, and the bad guy's looking through like a hologram map of something. I don't know what it is, but he's looking through a map of something. I'm assuming the town or something like that. And so he's like, the Mandalorian could be here like any minute. He's like, you're right. And here comes the Mandalorian through the door, just like da 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 da. I'm cool. Y'all need to respect my authority. And so Mandalorian's like, cool, boom, shoots all these things because the coin flip makes the screen static so he can't see through it. Which Mandalorian should have just shot him in the shoulder and been like, boom, okay, cool. You're not neutralized, but you're pacified for now. And then one of like the like second in command guy pops up from behind the table and starts with the freaking like Gatling machine gun minigun thing. And so Mandalorian dives behind the table or whatever, where he could just literally look around the table, shoot the guy in the leg or the torso, whatever, because the dude's focused on the other side of the table, just at the door. So Mando could just gone boom, done. But no, they got to have like a 30-second fight scene. Yeah, so they escape. He turns Coin in to Sigourney Weaver. Sigourney's like, the Hutts are going to be mad because you broke their trust. Blah, 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 blah. So then we set Rada free. We hook him up with a gun runner who's going to take him outside the system so that he can live in peace and do whatever fuck all. So then while we're chilling, the next night or whatever, or that night, Mandalorian gets attacked by another bounty hunter, an unnamed bounty hunter. Seems a lot like, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name. Cade? No. I don't know. Well, he's wearing like a little, like samurai Ronin straw hat thing, except it's metal. I forget. I'm drawing a blank on his name. I've known it. Cod Bane. There we go. It looks kind of like Cod Bane, but they don't specifically call him Cod Bane because then they probably have to pay more money to use the name. So Mandalorian gets kidnapped. He gets brought before the Hutts. They drop him into a pit, a little swamp pit. And then there's like 3 of these little weird alien snake things that he kills. Then boom, dragon snake. There's a fight. He gets poisoned by the dragon snake. They escape. And then he tells Grogu, go, flee, I'll hold them off, blah, blah, blah. And because he's poisoned, he pretty much collapses in the middle of this forest, wood, swamp. And, so Grogu didn't actually leave, comes back, uses the force healing on him because that's a thing. Now it's just force healing, done. But it doesn't heal the poison. So then it's like a little weird montage of like, I'm going to take care of my dad. Woohoo! And so they do that. Grogu stumbles across this weird lizard dude snake thing in the swamp. It's like, oh, I heard your buddy's been poisoned by the dragon snake, or I'm assuming it's your buddy, because you're not from around here. So he makes him a little antidote. Blah blah blah. Mandalorian gets better. And then they find, then they're like, well, we can escape, but the Hutts are going to keep coming after us. Or we can just go after the Hutts. Because I have to kill them anyway, because they took off my helmet and shamed me, because, oh no, they saw my face. Yeah. God, it's just making me eye roll even after the fact. So boom, they defeat the Hutts, blow up the base, and they all live happily ever after. That is literally the plot of the movie. It is like they could have done turning in coin, the end of episode 1, to him getting kidnapped being beginning of episode 2 if they wanted to do like a 2-part episode. So it's just one of those things of like, it exists. Cool. There's really no point to any of it. It's just a thing that just happens. It's a little ridiculous in my opinion. There was just no point to it. Like, it just exists. It was just a cash grab, but it was like a crappy cash grab. Like, I don't know how else to describe it other than like, hey, we know it's been like 6 years too late, because this would have been, if this movie was right after like season 1, it would probably be more enjoyable. But we've got Book of Boba Fett, 3 seasons of Mandalorian, we've got Ahsoka, we've got Andor, which is like the only decent show that Disney's done for Star Wars. We've got the atrocious Acolyte. It's just things that's just like, why? You're late to the game with this. Like they were with the merch from Mandalorian when they were like, oh no, we didn't know everyone would like Grogu. It's like, shouldn't you be preparing for people to like your characters and have that ready to go? Like, I understand, don't like, before we've revealed Baby Yoda, like you didn't want to like reveal there was going to be Baby Yoda, but like at least by the 3rd episode, y'all should have had this stuff rolled out. Like boom, 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 done, cool, boom, or at least by the end of the season have it rolled out. But no, you were like a month behind. The movie just exists. I would say it's comparable to like the amount of eye rolling I had was to like Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. It was trash. It was just a money, like, hey, we need to make a Star Wars movie. It's only been 7 years for a theatrical release, which is ridiculous. It was the biggest, like, I don't even want to say it was the biggest disappointment because we knew it was going to be bad. What's the box office? What was opening day box office? Let's look that up. So opening day, $33.5 million. And it's on track for a 100 million for opening weekend. Supposedly. And that includes 12 million from Thursday. So really they only did 21.5 million on a Friday when most schools are out, at least where I am school. This was like the last week of school. I went to a 5 o'clock showing and maybe 10% of the seats were filled. Or 5:30 p.m. showing. And you could hear people going like throughout the like movie like, huh, okay. And I'm like, and mind you, I'm Metro Atlanta, so I'm in like the suburbs of Atlanta. That theater should have at least been half full. Like, there's no reason why it wouldn't. And it's all wow. So if it does not do at least 80, it's not even tracked to do better than Solo. Oh my god. Disney's not allowed to touch anything. Just let Disney crash and burn. Let them destroy themselves. It's what we've all been saying. It's just ridiculous. Like, I don't know what else to say. The show, it was just bleh. It didn't need to be a theatrical release. But no, they need to recoup some money. They're like, oh, what's the way we can do that? Star Wars theatrical release. Let's do it. But yeah, no. It was the biggest waste of time. Wait for it to come on Disney Plus if you pay for Disney Plus or if you share with people your Disney Plus or whatever. Like, don't spend like $15 to go see this movie. My ticket was $13 and change. Like, don't do this. Don't do this crap. Don't go see it in theaters. Make them realize how much shit you let them get away with for so long, people. And the people that are going to try to champion this crap are the ones that are like, yeah, Star Wars is alive again. Woohoo. Yet the movie's going to flop. It would need to do at least 500 million over the course of its whole time. And most people are going to go opening weekend, especially on a Memorial Day weekend holiday. So it's whatever. Well, I'm going to go back to doing my stuff. Since Destiny's dead, they killed that game. But yeah, no. Sorry, I'm a little aggravated by that one. I was already in a bad mood for that one. What the heck? I have a line. Okay, cool. But yeah, y'all have a good weekend, and I will see you all next time. Whoop whoop.